Sonic Boom kinda sucks, but because it sucks is why we need to understand what about it makes it so bad. Because unlike the common thoughts of the game, Sonic Boom actually has an amazing concept. The sole reason it was met with disappointment was its execution of its concept. Of course, why that happened is the subject of a totally different video. But the reason I bring this up, as the title suggests, is I totally think that Sonic Rangers should learn from Sonic Boom, the goods and the bads. But before we get started, if you enjoy Sonic videos, let me know by leaving a like on the video and subscribing if you want to see more. So Sonic Boom was a pseudo open world explorative action platformer, similar to games like Jak and Daxter. However, the thing about Sonic Boom is that it underperforms everything it sets out to accomplish gameplay wise. First off, the very concept. Back in the 90s, Sonic's whole shtick to separate himself from his competitors was its focus on high-speed platformings. However, when making the transition to a new style of play, Sonic Boom forgets what Sonic and his friends are known for beneath the surface. Let's talk speed. Sonic Boom is a game where the game decides when you can go fast. There's no physics or level design created for the player to take advantage of. The game has these linear moments of speed, but the thing is, it's practically all on rails, so there's no way for the player to really dictate their speed. It's just dodge the obstacles. This completely destroys what Sonic should be trying to accomplish. But at the same time, you could say other modern Sonic games do this same thing of taking control away from the player. And in a way, you're right. But what makes things different in many cases for these other games is the boost, as it artificially creates a sense of control for the player. I'm not claiming this is a good thing, but it is good enough to make people not mind. But with Sonic Boom, even controlling your speed for you, it takes that single step too far that really ruins the experience. Going further on the topic of speed is that those on-rail moments are the only times you remotely get any speed at all. When exploring the open world, you're not able to utilize the speed that has defined who Sonic is for decades. That's the most mind-boggling thing about this. You have an explorative and relatively open-world Sonic game, and you can't even use traits that make exploring the world easier or more exciting. When you have a big world, people are more inclined to explore it when that progress isn't a drag. Breath of the Wild, for example, would be a chore to explore if you remove the paraglider. With it, climbing up mountains and structures has payoff because I can leap off in any direction and sail the skies to wherever I want. A game with a big world without an intuitive way to explore it fails at making the world interesting, because at that point what's in the world doesn't matter anymore, because most will be turned off from exploring those things. So when designing Sonic Rangers, they should keep in mind Sonic's inherent speed when designing the actual world. I'm not saying we need to have a boost to get around the world, but I'm saying Sonic should be able to take advantage of his environment so he can speed through its world at all, which is the same design philosophy as the original Sonic games had, and to an extent, games like Sonic Adventure. So if the world is crafted to have slopes, turns, hills, and spins, it makes people want to get good at exploring the world to find what's in it. So not only do they get cool new stuff from exploring, they also have fun doing it, even if they found nothing. That's what makes Sonic games so replayable. Even if someone has played Sonic 2 and Sonic Mania dozens of times, taking advantage of the level design rewards the players with the one thing they want the most from Sonic, and that's speed. Another aspect of knowledge to learn from Sonic Boom's release is the sense of progression that comes in these explorative open world games. And by this, I mean learn from Boom, as Boom had no true sense of progression outside of actually beating the game's story. This is something that isn't really necessary for most Sonic games, at least not in the same way. This type of Sonic game needs to include the type of progression from Sonic games of the past in a new direction that Sonic Boom failed at. The style of progression past Sonic games had is in the way of learning how the physics engine worked, so you can naturally feel yourself getting better at working within it. Games like Adventure and the original trilogy all do this style of progression. Most people who haven't played much of these games don't know how to work the engines. It's widely apparent when someone who's played a lot of these games is behind the wheel. This philosophy needs to be in Sonic Rangers. However, my next point I believe that should be included in the game is added artificial style of progression. With this style of game, I think abilities should be given to Sonic earned over the course of the game that add more variety and streamline the overall gameplay experience. Once again, I reference Breath of the Wild in a way that its champion's abilities are 1000% optional. You don't need a single one to even be extremely good at the game, but having them lets Link do more while playing the game. I don't want Sonic Rangers to be in Sonic Breath of the Wild, but bringing Sonic into an open explorative style will require it to follow some tropes from other games in that genre. However, copy and pasting won't make things perfect. You need to be able to take inspiration from these other games' mechanics and redefine them in a way that works for Sonic, and in my eyes, that's added ways to explore the world. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The most important thing about an open world is not the world itself, it's how the player interacts with it, which is why before making Sonic fast, the world needs to be designed for him to be able to go fast in it. I've made another video on the topic of abilities and aspects along these lines already, so I won't repeat myself much here, but even if it's in the way of a small skill tree or a 3 to 4 numbered list of abilities, even if they're mechanics from Sonic's past, they should be included in this way. Sonic should be able to beat the game with what he's got at the beginning in terms of movesets. However, all additions need to be able to aid in that mission, making it easier and overall more enjoyable. I don't think streamlining video games should be an excuse to be lazy when designing the game to make things more convenient without coming off like you were too lazy to make things more intricate. We don't fully know what Sonic Rangers will entail, but let's go on the assumption we will be able to play as other characters at some point in the game. All things I've said up to this point still apply. However, unlike Sonic Boom, don't get caught up in the surface level of who these characters are. Take a step back and refresh yourself on the history of each character and then design how they can interact with the world. Making Knuckles be strong isn't the only thing he can do. Sonic Boom had a few times where he can climb up walls, but he couldn't even use his staple gliding ability. Make Knuckles be able to explore the world in ways Sonic cannot. This way it incentivizes people to play as Knuckles too in this game. Of course you don't need to play as him, but it offers a different experience than Sonic does. This rings true when adding characters like Tails in as well. He's commonly known for his 2 tails that let him fly. In an open world, this could easily break the game just like games of the past, so keeping his limitations in place with his stamina would still balance out that power. But alongside his flight, I feel his intellect should play a part in this as well. Maybe he collects parts from the badniks he defeats and uses them to create new gadgets to help him explore and discover new aspects of the world. This next angle is the most obvious, but technical aspects of the game are some of the most important. Sonic Boom was notorious for running horribly bad on Wii U, especially in multiplayer, and I can't blame the system for being too weak. This is the same system with Xenoblade Chronicles X on it. There's no reason for this game to be constantly at the frame rate of an N64 game. Not only is it hard on the eyes, but it makes the response time in the game significantly lower. If the game ran at a solid 30 or 60 FPS, the response time during combat and exploration would feel more natural. However, because of this constant stutter, it makes the game hard to enjoy and impossible to get into a flow with. Sonic Rangers, as ambitious as it seems to be, needs to ensure they take their time with optimization. I'm not asking for it to run at 60 FPS on Switch, but a solid 30 is essential in the modern age. Anything lower has an extremely high chance to make players feel the game isn't responsive. If all platforms outside of Switch has the game at 60, that'd be great, as even with Forces this was the case. None of this seems too hard in my eyes. Take the time that's needed to let the game be as good as it can be. Sonic Rangers has a lot it can learn from Sonic Boom. You made it to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Most people don't make it that far. If you enjoyed this video, let me know by liking the video and subscribing if you want to see more Sonic content. Let me know down in the comments below. Is there anything I said about Sonic Boom that you kind of disagree with? Did you like Sonic Boom? Or do you agree with some of these aspects I feel it can learn from Sonic Rangers? I know the title kind of makes you think, oh, Sonic Rangers should take these things from Sonic Boom, but there's more to that kind of sentence than, meets the eye. But thank you guys so much for watching. My name is KingdomAce, and remember, my warriors of light and darkness, to stay strong, stay beautiful, and always look skyward.